Welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
You know what? They might as well have this man handcuffed. This is not going to be a fair fight. But you know what? We got this. So let's see the rules of the presidential debate with my boy Trump and Potato Head Biden. So as always, let's get after it.
Director David Chalian has more on the format, as Kristen Holmes just mentioned, the set of rules the two sides agreed to and how different this debate night will look because of it. So talk to us about the rules.
Well, Anderson, one of the biggest changes I think the viewer at home will see is no audience will be a part of this debate. It'll be the two candidates and the two moderators in the room there. Kristen, you heard mention that the microphones will be turned on for the designated speaker at the time they are designated to speak in the debate. His opponent's microphone will be turned off at that time. Timing lights are visible to the candidates throughout the debate, so they'll know when their time is running out. And the two candidate podiums are 8 feet apart from each other.
All right, man, you know exactly how they're about to play this. They don't want no audience because they don't want nobody booing. They don't want nobody booing because, listen, if nobody's booing and cheering, we won't know who's actually feeling the debate. And since we know that Trump's going to be in enemy territory, everything's going to be screwed towards making him look bad. He's going to feel like he's in a cold, dark silence. It's like being in, like, you ever, like, go in your living room in the middle of the night and just turn off all the lights and, like, when no one's home and, like, everything's quiet, like dead silence, and you feel like utter aloneness? That's exactly what Trump's going to be feeling in there. But if there's one man who I know who can stand in that, it's him. You know what I'm saying? All of us Trump supporters can. And what I've had to tolerate being a Donald Trump supporter in Los Angeles, how firm and strong I've had to be, I can only imagine that he's like me times 6 million. Trump's a G. Is that microphones with Trump executive speaker? Of course. That way, all lies can be spewed, or all truths can be spewed evenly. Let that be played out that way. Timing lights, it's just gonna be like when you go to a comedy show and they give the light for the comedian, like, got 1 minute left, and 8 feet apart, so they can put them on screen, because they want to put them both on screen together. So if at any moment somebody is soaking when somebody else is talking, they can frame that as the person losing. They're looking for any instance of Trump looking weak while Biden is speaking. They're looking for any head down, any sorrow. Trump's gonna have to be in an emasculate frame to win this. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not gonna win the debate based upon being on CNN. He has to win the debate with the audience. And that's all he has to think about, because they're gonna railroad him.
Obviously, that's a lot closer than these two candidates were to each other on the debate stage compared to 4 years ago when we were in the height of COVID.
And what are the rules regarding how each candidate is supposed to respond to questions?
So the way that the debate is set up, and these are, CNN's format that both campaigns agreed to in order to participate in the debate, was that there would be a big macro topic, and candidate A will get a question on that topic. They will have 2 minutes to answer that question. Then there will be 1 minute response from candidate B, if you will, and another 1 minute response from candidate A. And then it flips the other way, staying within the broad topic area, but a different slice of a question related to that topic. Candidate B will get 2 minutes at that starter question. Candidate A gets a minute to respond. Candidate B gets a minute to respond. Of course, Jake and Dan at moderator discretion.
How much you want to bet that they gave President Biden all the topics, every single question that's had? He's going to be prepared more than Trump will ever have the chance to be. But Trump doesn't have to worry about that. But he is. All the questions, he's going to have 1 minute responses prepared. They're going to have them memorized. He's going to be hopped up. But the thing is, though, I don't think he can do it. For 90 minutes? Nah, I don't think he'll do it. There's going to have to be some cuts, some breaks, some slicing. They're going to do something. They're going to slice up something for us. Because is it going to be live? That's another question. But there's going to be some sliced up, something in there that is not going to be together. But Biden's right now getting everything ahead of time. All the questions, all the answers he needs, the way he needs to talk to the people, all the things he thinks that's going to trigger Trump. We all know that's coming. Trump just has to have the one thing he only needs: poise. Poise and frame will win this for him. That's one thing that the left and the emotional left or the progressive left don't ever have. All they have is emotions. They can do nothing with frame and poise. It's God's grace. It's God's gift to men. And it's ridiculously strong and ridiculously attractive.
Can ask a 1 minute follow up, Anderson. I would note also, though, these candidates, once they hit the debate stage, there is no staff, no aides. They can't communicate with their team until after the debate has concluded. So the viewer will be seeing at home the sitting president and the former president, an unprecedented debate, and they will not, during the course of the debate, be consulting with any aides.
All right. David Jellian, thanks so much. Joining us now is Biden biographer Evan Osnos, Republican strategist Scott Jennings, and former Trump White House Communications Director Alyssa Farah Griffin. Evan, you've reported and spent a lot of time with President Biden over the years. How does he prepare mentally, emotionally for big moments like this?
He does a lot of preparation. He can, right down to the last minute, he'll be marking up a speech. In this case, of course, there's no speech. Really, this is not about stuffing your head full of facts and figures. This part of the process is about poise, getting enough command and comfort with what's about to happen that when you get up on stage, you are comfortable lacing those facts into your comments. And let's face it, also preparing for whatever it is Donald Trump's going to try to do to get under your skin. And we know for a fact, as MJ mentioned earlier, that they have they're helping him try to visualize the space. That's very important. Even all the way back in 1960, Richard Nixon didn't really have a good sense of the room in a debate. He spent too much time looking at the clock. People thought he didn't look enough into the camera, and it hurt him. So that's the kind of thing they're thinking about.
The Trump of 2016 to 2020, this ain't that Trump. Y'all gave this man way too much time to learn how you guys act. You guys haven't changed. You're still attacking him the exact same way y'all been attacking him for 16 years. If anything, y'all ramped up the attacks to now to look foolish, to look undignified, to look unjust, to practice lawfare. I'm saying you guys have done things to him that should have never been done. And he's still standing strong. And you worried about this man being poised? Whew, y'all got another thing coming. I really believe that Trump got some stuff on Biden that he ain't gonna like. And Trump just got to sit there and say calmly with that, you know the Trump smirk. You know the Trump face. That's the I got it face. That's all he needs. And it's coming.
Alyssa, based on MJ Lee's reporting, what do you think of the way President Biden seems to be preparing for this versus the former president?
Well, he's certainly leaning into hunkering down. I'm actually surprised by the level of specificity and detail we're getting from White House sources about
Seems like a lot.
how he's preparing and the kind of topics he's focusing on. I assume that's meant to telegraph that he sees this as highly important, but I also think it raises the stakes and expectations of how he's going to perform. What he's going to run into is this. Biden loves to defend his record. He feels like he's not gotten enough credit for it. But what happens is you're looking backward. He also needs to be able to defend his record, but look forward and present a forward-looking vision. And all the while being up there against somebody who is known to try to throw him off of his balance, who's going to try to throw in jabs when it's his time to speak. And I think it's always a little bit harder for the incumbent in these debates.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, what is Homer Simpson's dad's name? Because that's who Biden is. That's all Trump got to do. Listen, Trump got to sit there. He's an old dude. He's going to have to be calm. He's going to piss his fucking pants. Excuse my language. Let's stop with that. But no, he just got to, Trump only has to get him unhinged once and let him hang himself. And it's going to happen. There's a few topics that I don't want to put him out there because I don't want my words to reach the Biden team, even though I'm just a small guy. You know what I'm saying? And just to give him some way to like get around that. But really when it comes down to it, Donald Trump absolutely needs to stay calm and hit him once. Hit him, and it doesn't have to be low. Hit him where it hurts. His legacy. I'm not gonna say what it is to say, but he can get under him and then throw him into a tirade, and it's gonna happen. Just watch. Trump got this.
Scott, legendarily, incumbent presidents have a really hard time on first debates. They haven't been confronted, the way they do on a campaign. They are used to people sort of kowtowing to them.
And if you're Joe Biden, you
Biden's
can't believe you've got a 38% approval rating. You can't believe these polls that say that people remember the Trump presidency more fondly.
And you
than
just
yours.
need to explain it to them
Yes,
why.
if you just listen to me talk about how smart I am, you will also know. When I think about these two, I think about them being like musicians. And Biden is going to be like a technical, he's reading off the sheet of music. And Trump is sort of like the guy with the cowbell,
This guy is
you
not
know,
to be listened
exploring
to.
the studio, one technical, one vibe driven. And, you know, in this thing, are people really listening for specific policy, or are they looking to see, are you plausible? Do you seem like you could be plausible for 4 years? This is hurting Biden because people think he's too old to serve another 4 years.
I think this is, I mean, Evan, this is why I think it's just going to be so fascinating. You know, I co-moderated the second debate in 2016, the Hillary Clinton debate, right after the Access Hollywood tape. And that was where Trump was sort of wandering around on the stage. And I mean, the tension was so extraordinary. This is that tension times, I don't know what. To Scott's point of sort of, you know, Biden is about policy and Trump is about kind of riffing and this weird political jazz.
But it's also, in the end, the thing that Americans are really looking for is somebody who is in command of the moment, in command of themselves, somebody who's able to convey a sense that they understand the gravity of the job. You know, a lot of this in the end comes down to who can convey the sense that they will be a more normal president. Bruce Reed, one of the senior policy advisors who's spending a lot of time with Biden in debate prep, said to me earlier this year, look, America is a normal country and Americans are normal people. What he means by that is fundamentally there is a level of exhaustion out there. We all see it when we talk to voters, when we talk to our friends and family. People want to have politics take up less space in their minds. And part of the goal is
You
the
see
person
that?
who can get up on that stage and say to you, look,
Listen, a lot of people don't want to say that, but Donald Trump is the American dream, baby. He is the American dream, man. Rich man, patriot, beautiful wife, loyal, stand by him. He ain't the most perfect man, but he is loyal to stand by to his family. Then you got Biden on the other side. Took his best friend's girl. She cheated. Been cheating through all this. Oh my God. The amount of creepy stuff about Creepy Joe that is out there that this CNN doesn't report on, that Trump's, he doesn't have to bring it up. We all of us already know, but man, Trump, handle your shit, boss. We see you. We see you out there. Handle your shit. And it feels good to know that you're gonna get up there and you're gonna defend America. Just be poised, be the leader, be the man that we all know you are. That's right. Man, he is the embodiment. That's why they don't like him, man. He's the embodiment of the American dream.
I've got this. And it's not clear in a lot of people's minds that Donald Trump has the capacity for self-control, or let's face it, that Joe Biden can convey the kind of vigor that he needs to on that stage.
I mean, listen, the advantage Biden had the last time was, you know, he was not the incumbent and Trump was, and there was a lot of animosity and a lot of, you know, angst, and he was more of Biden was more of a blank slate. He's now in the position where he's not a blank slate. And Trump is, you know, our memories, we're short.
Well, and
our memories are very short.
I painfully rewatched the first debate, and you very much see that Donald Trump is more on his heels. He's defending the COVID response. Joe Biden's able to work in jabs at him. Yes, the onus is more on the incumbent, but let's think for a second how much has happened since Trump left office. Roe v. Wade comes down. January 6th happens. You have 88 felony indictments. You've got the criminal felony charges. You have both candidates investigated for mishandling classified documents. There's actually a wealth of things for Donald Trump to have to defend as well. So what I'm curious to see is how much are his advisors able to break through to him to say, don't get caught up, you know, relitigating January 6th or talking about the stolen election and go back to the economy, to the border.
That's what I'm saying. And that's Trump. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is go ahead and ask him about the names, the Laken Rileys, the 12-year-old girl that just got raped underneath the bridge. You know what I'm saying? The young lady that got chopped up in the bag by the migrants that came over there and squatted in her home in New York. There's enough information that Biden can ask Trump directly about his policies on letting all these reckless immigrants in. And we're not talking about them from Latin countries. They came from everywhere, from Africa, from China, from who knows how many Palestinians came in through the border that don't like this country. North Koreans, who knows? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Undocumented, we actually don't know. Greg Abbott's been talking about that. Everything. That's why he took it upon his own self in Texas to close the border on his own, because we don't know who's here. Trump just has to ask him what is about these and just say these people's names. Biden will have nothing for that. Zero. These people are not even to mention it. Trump has so much ammo that's affecting us real people out here. Just talk about all the loss of jobs from Rite Aid, Whole Foods, Hooters, In-N-Outs, So many jobs being lost, so many businesses closings, Crackle Barrels, just all across the country. People losing their jobs because of the ridiculous taxes and inflation that were caused by this administration. Trump has so much to say. He just got to dig in that bag, baby. And it's all there for him.
Issues that he's actually strong on.
I mean, Scott, the chances of him relitigating his thoughts on the election, I mean, it seems almost inevitable.
The smart answer is, look, everybody here has different opinion than me. You know what my opinion is. I know what yours is. What we need to talk about is inflation and immigration. If he did that every time it was brought up, that would be a huge win. I mean, there's a lot of things for him to do here. I hope he actually speaks to the moment we're having on anti-Semitism in this country. Remember, Joe Biden launched his campaign. He said, because of Charlottesville, we've got this issue in Los Angeles this week. We have these anti-Semitic events all over the country. I know it's not one of the top issues everybody's talking about, but to me, it is fundamental to how Biden got into this race and why he said he was running. And I think Trump could cause some havoc on that stage if he used it at the debate.
He did, sit down to dinner with a neo-Nazi, didn't he? I mean, so he has weaknesses on that front as well, does he not?
Oh, he certainly does. And that is a conversation that, by the way, should be had. And I suspect our moderators will be prepared to fact check if anyone whitewashes either of their records. But I think Scott's right that he can call into question, well, you were supposed to kind of bring about healing. You were supposed to get us past this moment. But that's where Biden, the onus is so much on him to remind people of the worst things Donald Trump has done and said.
The other thing, Evan, is does the former president just attack Biden on, the former president has been saying awful things on the campaign trail about, he's on drugs, he's, not all there. Does he just do that directly to him for...
Trump has to go out there and just talk to us. He has to hold masculine frame. Talk to us about what we're experiencing. Biden's not the problem anymore. Our day-to-day lives are the problem. Biden can go out there and yell and call Trump whatever he wants. If I put a poll out right now, how many times that Biden's going to call Trump a convicted felon, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 30 times. We already know what they're going to say about Trump. All old adage things. Trump has so much stuff in his favor. The Steele dossier, lies. The Hunter laptop, lies. The Mueller report, lies. There's so much that was done to this man. He just got to stick to the facts, hold masculine frame, and ask him the real questions. The questions that we want to hear. Not the questions that he has to defend nothing. His record already spoke for itself. We were no wars, more money, peace and prosperity and respect from all the grand leaders in the world when Trump was in office. We don't have any of that now. We're at the point now where they're actually about to draft my son. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to take my son's idea and I'm going to war. My son ain't fighting nobody. I'm going. I'm able-bodied. I get out there and get it done for this country. But why should I go fight for Biden? I'm fighting for America. I'm still a patriot. You know what I'm saying? I'm still red, white, and blue. But that's where we are now, to the point where now they want to draft women. How do y'all feel about that? How about you being sent to Ukraine to go fight a useless war in a country that does not practice democracy? Haven't had a democratic election forever. They keep democratic media out of their state, and they don't have freedom of religion there. And you want to say Ukraine is a democracy? Oh yeah, they are a democracy. They're not a constitutional republic. Trump, just stick to our issues. Stick to the issues that get you cheered for. That's getting you rallies of 10 to 20 to 30,000 people showing up at your rallies because we hear you. We know the elites and these puffballs, they're never going to hear anything. They have already sat in the 30% high towers, living like they're in the English feudal system, treating all of us like peasants. Bring the power of the government back to the people, Donald Trump. So talk to us, and you're going to win. That's all you got to do, because that's all you've been doing. I trust you on that one, brother.
The bulk of this debate throughout this debate. I mean, when I heard that David Chalian was saying that there's 8 feet between them, I mean, one of my thoughts was, does he honor that 8-foot distance? I mean, does he?
What is he going to do? Run over and attack Biden? Look at that smug look on his face. No, Biden's the only one that said, I'm going to take Trump to the back and show him something. Biden ain't going to do. He can't throw a punch. Biden cannot throw a punch. I guarantee you Trump can. But Trump ain't even like that. He ain't got to do nothing because Trump ain't the bully. Trump's the man. And y'all don't know the difference. What's the one thing that the liberals don't know? They don't know the difference between a bully and being the confident man in the room. They think it both the same thing. You have to be like these two guys, little beta squabbling guys that they just look weak. They look soy.
I think that this podium arrangement will kind of confine him to his side of the ring, frankly. It'll be pretty weird if he begins wandering over there. But I have no doubt he's going to bring up this notion, this kind of idea that they're pumping up Biden with something to make him perform. Look, the fact is, I don't expect Biden to shy away from this if he's going to be attacked on a personal basis. One of the words you begin to hear from the campaign, and I've heard it from Joe Biden himself talking about Donald Trump, is the word loser. I would not be surprised to hear Joe Biden use that word on stage to see what the reaction is from his.
Yep.
Now check this out. They're going to try to use everything they possibly can to arouse Trump into a situation where he's on the defense. Trump doesn't have to be on the defense. There's too many people behind him right now. I know we both know that the country is split, and there's a lot of topics that he's going to have to take on, but it's about poise, directness, and suave. He got to go up there knowing that he's the only man on that stage. That's it. And presence carries. He has to hold that presence forever, and I've watched Trump through court litigations, on stage in Bronx and in rallies, all across the country, in and out of court everywhere, keeping his cool. They've been trying to break it. They've lied about him so many times. But all he has to do is keep his cool, talk directly to us. You know what I'm saying? He has to talk to us. Biden's going to do his own thing. Don't need to be triggered, Trump. Just get up there, talk about the economy, talk about all the failures, talk about how all of us are broke, talk about like people like me. I'm making the most money on paper that I've ever made in my life, but I don't see it in the real world. It's all gone. You know what I'm saying? And just 4 years ago, I was making less money and had more money to spend. Speak on that. You talk to hundreds of us. Speak on your record, Trump. And then speak on how crazy this country has become with all these illegals flooding in. And say their name. Say Laken Riley. Say the 12-year-old. Say all the people. Say the lady that got chopped up in her house in New York. You know, by the squatters. Talk about everything that's happening, the closed stores. Talk about the pain that us Americans are feeling. Do not worry about, you don't have to speak to, there's no elites for you to cater to. You don't have to cater to none of these people. You have to talk only to us because there's more of us than them. So I tell you, get up on that stage. Stand up there like a good Christian American man, a forgiving man. Like you said, you know who you are and you repented. That's why we roll with you. And we love you, man. So please, this debate is all about bringing masculinity back to America. Good, positive, healthy, protective, loyal, providing, directing masculinity. That's here to benefit all. I know a lot of people are mad that Trump has to be the face of that, but God sends his servants. It's up for those to put our ego aside, open our hearts, listen to the word of the Great High, and see who he's speaking through. And we're seeing it. So let's go right now. Let's go. Trump 2024. Ooh, here we go again. Thank you guys again for watching Dino Reacts. And as always, if you like my content, like, comment, and subscribe. And always, chef's kiss. Mwah.